Smash the like button, okay? Smash the like button, okay?
No, yeah, I've been MIA from a lot of shit
Yeah,
lately. Like,
I mean, big boys got to be
I got
busy, right?
I got people screaming up my fucking ear, telling me to start streaming again, and
Can't
the
take the
fucking like,
pressure.
and I'm just like, like I just if I get around to it, but I got shit going on, so it's like,
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Who's been hounding
but
you?
hey,
Who's been hounding you to stream?
Mark wants me to stream. Like whenever I tell him, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home play some Pokemon. He's like, you better stream that shit. um. Jake, he's subscribed to me, but I don't stream. So
Shout out to
he
him.
just pay.
That's a
He
real
just
one.
play. Yeah, he just pays a monthly fee.
It's an extra
He don't even
$5 you
stream.
get. It's an extra $5 you get.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe I won't. Probably won't.
I got back
It's just
into it, but
it's so time consuming now, especially after working all day. It's just like I know sitting down playing video games doesn't seem like it takes a lot mentally to do.
it really does for y'all that think for people that think that streamers can just it's easy to do like 8 to 12 hour streams. You're dead wrong.
I've done 8 hour streams multiple times.
We've done
One
it.
of which you've sat there with me.
I almost screwed that up too. You're like, hey, I gotta go do something real quick. I need you to like hold the fort down for like 10 minutes. I was like, Alex, I almost killed your Dragonite. Let's and you should take the reins.
But even just the casual coming home and playing video games is so hard. It's like, as I know, it doesn't take a whole lot of mental strength and stuff like to do that, but it's just you're so burnt out already that even just sitting down and just playing video games seems like just the hardest task in the world to do.
It is and it isn't. I understand where you're like coming from. Like with me, I think I'll like it just depends on like what kind of video. Like if I'm aimlessly just playing Yu-Gi-Oh, then I don't care. Like if I'm just playing it not competitively, then it just doesn't take like all my mental brain to do that. But like say I'm playing like a story based game, like that's gonna be like, and I come home from like say like working like just say like you working like a 12-hour shift, that's gonna be a little daunting, And I think like I don't know like
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think I have that problem because I play loosely based games. Like to be honest, it's crazy that like I haven't played a battle royale in a very long time.
I haven't either. And I know, which kind of sucks because it was like
Saturday nights were like our thing.
Warzone 2 brought in a resurgence map, and I know resurgence like in the original Warzone used to be like our shit.
Dude,
Like
resurgence was everything.
we used to run hours on resurgence, and I haven't.
Dude, the amount of backseat gaming the backseat driving you guys would do with me because I just did. Can you just buy the fucking loadout? I'm like, I don't know what to do. Eli, press that button right now. The amount of racial slurs that was thrown at me and that's when I'm under pressure. I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's one time I almost did it though. Remember that one time I almost clutched the entire win if I didn't run out of bullets?
Exactly. It's like, but even that, it's just, I miss those nights staying up like that. Tristan just went back to work, so he's not going to be online all the time now. Kevin, and everything. But it's just, yeah, the whole mental thing is just that. It doesn't seem like the hardest thing to come home and do, but it's just at the end of the day, it's sometimes you're just not fucking there.
Yeah, like people mentally check out all the time. Like there are days where like I'll say like an easier example. When I used to work at this other pizza place, Straw Hat, there were times where I would mentally check out. Like I would go in at 11, and then like, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock already. I'm there to clock out. Like, and I don't remember anything.
My days have been flying by just because you know the fucking stupid hours we work at my job, and like lately we've been getting out at 8 hours.
That's ridiculous.
So it's like the days just like they feel so fucking fast. But I don't know why. It's like I feel more tired with working shorter days than I did with working longer days.
Well, I mean, time zone, it's changed.
Yeah, we also did go through the fucking daylight save. Fuck daylight savings time.
You're
Also,
like
fuck that
you're like my
bullshit.
uncle. My uncle doesn't like daylight saving time.
It's fucking horseshit. It throws me out for a loop. I mean, the only plus side is like it stays lighter out later, so longer. So it means I can just be at the bar longer. So it doesn't feel like it's like, oh fuck, 8 o'clock, I gotta get going home. No, 8 o'clock, still sun out. I'm good.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
the only. That's probably the only fucking positive to it. Besides that, fuck daylight savings. We should just go to like a.
I think like
I
Alaska.
don't
I
even know how
think
to
like
say it.
Arizona or
Like,
Alaska. One of those dumb states. They like it's like daylight savings time doesn't exist here. It's one time.
I think it's
zone.
probably. I think it's Alaska.
Whatever those fucks.
Because I know Alaska goes through like a legit 30 days of night. That's where that movie, that
Didn't they
horror
make?
movie 30 days of night was.
Isn't there a movie
Horror
like
movie.
that?
Yeah.
Or is it a horror
It-
movie or
it-
is it a horrible movie?
Horror movie. It's a horror movie. It's like vampires. 30
Yeah.
days a night. So vampires for 30 days can run rampant.
That's kind of terrifying if you actually like, put that in
If
perspective.
you really think about it, it's fucking
That's
terrifying.
fucking terrifying, bro.
Highly recommend the movie though. Highly recommend it.
You watched
It's a good
it?
movie. Yeah, I watched it.
You're not much of a horror guy. That's why I was like, you watched it?
I am so choosy with my horror. Like
I'm a
the
bitch when it comes
first
to horror movies.
like the first Insidious movie, I'm legit kind of numb to it because whenever I would spend the night at my buddy Nick's house, shout out Nick, all he would want to watch is the first Insidious, and this is when the first Insidious came out, and all he wanted to watch was this movie.
Insidious is a good horror
So,
movie. Dude, I remember
got
at
to the
Halloween,
point-
bro. I remember Halloween. I had Miguel in my hand. This Miguel was like a baby. So like this is when the movie first kind of came out. Bro, what's that scene where like the red demon or whatever his name was?
There's two. So there's one when they're all in the kitchen and like the mom is talking about
That's
it,
that
and
scene.
like it looks up at the dad, and you just see half the motherfucker's face, like he's just like,
Yeah.
ah, bitch.
Dude, I shit you not, bro. I had Miguel in my arms. I seen that shit. He was asleep because I had him on the rocking chair. I was like, oh shit. And I woke his ass up. He started crying. My dad's like, you're gonna have to deal with that kid now. I'm like, I had to deal with him before, but shit like that, it would scare the shit out of me. What's a horror movie that like you can't rewatch again because it was like scary?
You know what's weird is I would have to go back and really watch them, but because again, like I just don't do horror movies, so I don't go back and watch the ones that really like fucked with me.
Yeah.
But I would say I would have to rewatch the Freddy Krueger series.
Those ones make me laugh.
Like my parents had the VHS
Mhm.
sets of them, and those movies genuinely used to fucking scare the living shit out of me. I
never
feel
liked-
like now as an adult, if I were to watch them now, I'd be like,
Really?
oh, these are corny as fuck.
Yeah. I feel like that's like with me, like, nah, I like Friday the 13th movies, but like, ever since I was like little, I was like, oh, these things are like really corny.
Yeah, it's just it's that initial shock value with them too. It's like once you get past watching it once, oh, is it working now? Oh, it's pokey. Once you get past like watching a horror movie the first time, if you go back and watch it again, you're like, it's like,
What's that really on about?
And then you really think about it, you're like, this actually really isn't that like
See, so,
scary.
you remember? I don't know if you ever seen it. The movie The Boy. Have you ever watched that one?
Is that the one where it's like a doll?
It's a doll, right?
Yeah, it's a doll. That motherfucker busts out the walls.
Yeah, that's that movie.
At the end. Yeah, I've watched that movie.
So I look back, I'm like, oh, that shit used to scare the shit out of me. Then I look back at it because I recently just watched it about a couple months ago. I was like, this movie kind of sucks.
In all honesty, yeah, it does really fucking suck.
But I was watching, like, I feel like, and with me, like, Lexi cannot watch a horror movie with me anymore because, like, not only do I point out like dumb shit, my coping mechanism when it comes to horror movies is basically trying to joke my way through it. Like
Yeah.
Lexi cannot watch Annabelle, like I think it's the first Annabelle movie, without thinking of me because it was me, her, and David. This is before she got pregnant with Kaya, and we were watching it. I was like, fuck, I don't want to watch this movie. And then like it's that scene. Have you seen the first Annabelle movie? By any chance?
No, I haven't watched it, and I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention to the camera right now. I'm ordering. I'm putting in my order
Dude,
for dinner.
I mean, at least you can listen. At least you can hear.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
listening.
So basically the doll like one of the scenes is I forgot what it was. It shows the scene like the doll like turn like it's facing towards the window, and then the doll's face is like the what's it called? Like to the people, like it turns their head, but it's like a smiling face. I remember like David never watching. David's like, fuck that shit. And then the minute it turns, it pans to her face and it shows her smiling. And I was just like, hi, welcome to Chili's. And Lexi lost her shit. And now now every time she watches it with David, she'll send me a Snapchat of it and she says, hi, welcome to Chili's. So it's like,
See, that
that's
would
my
fuck
coping
with me just for the fact of like I loved going to Chili's.
I like Chili's.
I fucking love going to Chili's, dude.
I like that moment. I think it was like when I helped you moved into your pad and you were just like, hey, you want to go to Chili's? I was like, yeah, sure. I got my order. You look at the bills like, I should be dating you, bro. What the fuck? You're a cheap ass date.
Dude, that and then also now it's like I know people who work at the Chili's in Morgan Hill. So
Okay.
whenever I go there, like my bill is basically fucking nothing
It's fire.
after.
Doesn't my cousin work there, you said?
Yeah, your cousin
Aaliyah, right?
Layla's
Aaliyah.
the fuck is her name?
It's Aaliyah. Aaliyah.
Oh,
Not Layla.
is the
Aaliyah.
younger one.
Aaliyah
Layla's
is the
older
younger one. Layla's the older one. Aaliyah is the younger one.
So the younger one works at Chili's. I recognized her.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I was just like, and I was like, oh shit. I highly doubt she would know who the fuck I am.
She's probably like, okay.
So I know your cousin Eli. He's a fucking retard.
She's like, oh yeah, he really is. He really do be doing
Just
that.
like it's like, yeah, you know, he has this gay ass fucking podcast that he just does in his garage with some fucking weirdo over the computer. And I'm just like, yeah, totally, you know.
Weirdo gay people, right? I would
Just
have
like
been
fucking, you know.
I would have been like, you listen to the podcast? That's fire. So
I'm pretty sure I did it right.
so there's this thing like other horror movies. What's another good horror movie?
Not necessarily a horror movie, but great fucking movie, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, I would consider that a horror movie. That's a great horror comedy.
It's fucking Pop-Tarts? You said you have Pop-Tarts?
You know what I didn't realize? One of the was Cabin in the Woods is like with Liam Hemsworth, right? Or Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, Chris
older
Hemsworth.
brother, Thor.
Yeah, I didn't know I think the chick he fucked. Yeah, the chick he fucks in that movie. She was in the Power Rangers movie.
No shit.
So the reboot, like the newer Power Rangers, like the reboot Power
The
Rangers.
the newest one.
Yeah, she's the Yellow Ranger.
The Yellow Ranger, the newest one, is Mexican.
No, she's not. Hold on.
She's Mexican.
You want to pull that up for me real quick?
You're talking the newest one.
Like the newest Power Rangers movie that like was supposed. I really
the live action. Well, they're all
Oh,
technically live action.
Yeah, the
But
newest one. Like the
the
newest.
Yellow Ranger's Mexican.
Is she?
It's a Mexican chick.
The Woods.
She's not in the Power Rangers.
I think she is.
No. No.
No. Who am I thinking of then?
The Black Ranger was an Asian guy. The Blue Ranger was a black guy. Red Ranger was a white guy. The Yellow Ranger was for sure a Mexican chick. I'm pretty sure the Pink Ranger was even Mexican, but she could have been Arab.
I think it may have been the Pink Ranger. Hold on.
No, Pink Ranger's brown, dude. She has brown skin and like black hair.
How high was I when I seen this movie then? Hold on. I am tripping right now. Power Ranger movie cast. Give me the cast.
I guarantee you she's not. Maybe she was an older Power Ranger, but she definitely wasn't in the newest one.
I'm tripping then, bro.
That's another thing. I
Yeah.
fucking hate the fact that movie didn't get a sequel
It
for the
didn't
fact
get
that
its fucking sequel.
they literally set up Tommy
Yeah.
and we didn't get it. And I'm just like, dude, I went to go see that movie. I'm like, oh my God, this is the fucking greatest thing ever.
Wait, you went to go see that movie?
Yeah, I even have it on DVD.
It's fire, dude. Virtual High 5.
Dude, my fucking mouth.
Oh.
But dude, I genuinely I like that movie.
Yeah, it's a good ass movie. I liked it.
But
It's
for
something
some reason
different.
it just didn't hit in the box office, so they never got a sequel. And I'm like, bro, they literally ended it teasing fucking Tommy. And I would have been so goddamn curious who they would have casted as Tommy, because of course we all are so used to the original Tommy.
Yeah. Well, obviously they weren't gonna make, what's his name again?
They,
Jason.
yeah, it sucks that we don't know who it is, but right now off the top of my head, but it just would have been cute because obviously they wouldn't have brought him back for Tommy, but it just would have been like, who would they have
First of all,
casted as
he would have
him?
been old as fuck for Tommy.
Oh yeah, 100%. He was like in his like mid 40s when that movie came out.
Yeah. Jason David Frank, that's his name.
Jason David Frank. But yeah, so it just would have been interesting to see who would have casted as such an iconic character of that franchise.
You know what I'm thinking of? I don't know why this just popped into me. What's crazy how like people do like fan castings?
Mhm.
I remember that one time, I think it was your cousin, I think I met at UFC. I met him again when I came over. What's his name? David?
Daniel.
Daniel. I remember we did like a whole fan cast of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we did. That was in my garage.
Yeah, that was in hours we talked about it. I love fan casting for a reason. I don't know why I'm thinking of this right now for like Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
The guy that played Derek in fucking Teen Wolf. I would have casted him as that.
At the time maybe, but now he's way too fucking old.
Oh yeah, he is. I don't even want to touch that movie. I really
don't touch that movie. Don't touch it. I'm telling you right now, that movie was so goddamn. It was so bad. I thought it was a comedy that I was watching.
So another thing too. Speaking of like Power Rangers, did you see what they're doing for Netflix?
No.
So the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers original cast reunites to fight Rita Repulsa in Once and Always, a trailer on Netflix. So they're coming out with the new Power Rangers with some of the original castmates on it. I think the only one they didn't bring back was Jason.
Yeah.
But everyone else, they brought like the guy that played Rocky, Billy, and all the other guys. Obviously, besides the Asian chick, because she's dead. But so apparently, Rita Repulsa has a new body and it's like robotic.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tag you in the. I'm gonna send it to you right now. It actually looks pretty cool, but then Power Ranger kid in me is screaming.
Yeah, but then also, isn't Beyblade's loading up on their 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary or some shit right now?
Baby. Dude, Beyblades were the shit, bro.
Okay, I'm seeing the trailer. Yeah, okay, they got the Mighty Morphin. All right.
Dude, I actually like that they brought back the original costumes and all that too. So I thought that was like.
Oh yeah, the fact that oh my god, yeah, it's the fucking original cast. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Minus the ones that are dead, but
yeah, can't get those guys back. I would have thought, they would have at least got like Jason. That. Imagine that was like Jason David Frank's like last, like being a Power Ranger. Like they filmed that before his passing.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pay some sort of homage in that to him, considering he was
no doubt about it.
Technically, he was part of the Mighty Morphin. He came in later in Mighty Morphin, but he was part of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I would say he pretty much, you can't say it. He is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like.
Yeah, like if you think about it, it's just the Power Rangers in general. Like he is he was in.
We talked about it before.
Basically, all the reboots they did, all the like he had multiple cameos and like almost every single like subgenre of it that they did. He was always part of it.
Yeah, and it's not like it's like bland or anything. Like I think my favorite one of him was when he was in Dino Thunder. I think that's like my favorite one of him in there.
Oh yeah, Dino Thunder was fucking gas.
Dino Thunder was the shit, bro. Oh man, I could talk about Power Rangers for days. Dude, did you ever buy it? Did your dad or your mom, like, did they ever get you like the Mighty Morphin, like morphers?
They never did, but my cousin Daniel, his parents did, and he also had like the Rescue Ranger, right? They're the ones that had like all the cars and shit.
There's a lot of them that had cars. Lightspeed Rescue?
But that Lightspeed Rescue, he had Lightspeed Rescue to Megazord and like car like toys.
Yeah,
that
dude.
came that the cars they sat in the Megazord like actual box and everything too.
Oh wait a minute.
He had.
No. Are you
If I'm,
talking about,
if I'm not
SPD?
lying to you, I would.
Was it SPD? Because those ones have
I
cars
can
too.
I can 100% guarantee he probably still has it.
Text him right now.
I should call him.
Text him right. Call him right now to
Wait,
see
hold,
what it is.
let me call. Let me see.
Yeah, but dude. Okay, so first of all, my parents got me like 3 morphers. Like no, 4 morphers. I'm sorry. And dude, my favorite one has to be like I had the. Remember Time Force?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna call him right now.
If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, please go youtube.com/the What's Your Opinions podcast. This is for our audio listeners.
Hello? Hey, Daniel. Hey, so I'm recording right now and I have you on the podcast right now.
What's up, Daniel?
But and we're on the topic of Power Rangers right now. Do you remember the Power Ranger toys you had growing up? It was I can't remember specifically what series it was, but it was with the cars, and you had them all in like they all sat and were stored in like the Megazord. Do you remember specifically what Power Ranger series that was?
So that was Rescue, I believe.
It was like
so okay, so we were right. So it was the Rescue Rangers. Okay, so we're like I said, we were talking about Power Rangers, and I like when we went to that, I was like, holy shit, this like totally unlocked a memory. I was like, my cousin Daniel, he had the toys, he had them all stored in the Megazord itself. So next one, do you still have that? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, so that's the one thing we were talking about. I was like, okay, so I was like, I'm pretty sure. No, I was like, knowing him, he would definitely hold on to that and definitely like want to keep those.
Yeah, so they're gonna be worth a lot of money.
Okay, that was like that was like the only questions I had, just because I was like, okay, there's only one cousin I ever grew up with watching Power Rangers with. I was like, Daniel has to know what I'm talking about right now.
At least he does.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man. Thanks. That's all I had.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, later, man.
Later, Daniel. Motherfucker still has them?
There you go, people. Yeah, he still has them.
Okay, so I couldn't the feed couldn't pick that up, but I heard like most of the conversation. That's crazy.
No, he's in the car driving home right now.
Oh, okay. Lightspeed Rescue. That was another good one. I remember we talked about this months ago. You and me had the same thing where like, cause you never finished Lightspeed. So
I didn't. For some reason in my fucking mind, I only got to the point where it's like the chick is up in the sky and they're like
so that's
it was like the Gray Ranger.
The Titanium Ranger. He's already been a part
Titanium
of the team.
Ranger.
So the Titanium Ranger was already a part of the team, but the thing you saw in the sky was Queen Banshira's son being born because he was a baby.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, now you guys meet the greatest threat, my son. And then like it shows him like his whole egg like in the sky and bullshit. So you know what's crazy? I had that on VHS for the longest time. Never knew how it ended. And then
that's what I was saying. I never knew how the fuck that scene ended because it was always just like
to be continued.
Oh shit! And then it was like I never saw anything.
So this is like when the Power Rangers every single season was on Netflix. That's not on there anymore. Every single season was on there. It was me and my uncle Anthony. Shout out to him and shout out to the Nonsense Podcast, where it was like our mission to watch every single iteration of the Power Rangers. So it was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it, and then like we'll talk about it when I go over to the apartment, and then they all ended up living with us, and then it was just like balls to the wall. Then it'd be like he'd be pissed off, or I'd be pissed off. It's like you watched some episodes without me. He's like, we were at school. I'm like, oh, wait. I'm like, and he's like, he could have taken a day off, but I had a test. He looked at me like, you're right. I would have skipped school anyway. You're right. But yeah, I remember that. Like Lightspeed Rescue. If you look at the not look at the cast now, but if you looked at the cast back then, I don't know what it is with that specific series. Nobody in that series shouldn't have been that hot. You look at everyone in that series, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
The guy that was like the Zordon, like the captain of the Rangers, handsome ass, like middle-aged dude. The Red Ranger, handsome as hell. The Asian Ranger, handsome as hell. The Yellow Ranger, hot as hell. The Pink Ranger, pretty. The Black dude, the Green Ranger, very handsome man. And let's not talk about motherfucking Miss Fairweather. What a woman. I love Lightspeed Rescue. And then the Titanium Ranger. You know that the Titanium Ranger was the Pink Ranger's brother?
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So basically the story about that is it's a crazy fucking story. So the dad, he had like both of them like in his car, and the car went off the road and he couldn't carry both of them. Like he was holding on to both of them. He was going to drop the son. So one of the demons in the show, his name's Diabolico. He grabs him and says, "I'm taking your son." Whooshes away. And that's why the Titanium Ranger was like evil for like the first part until he got like his memories back.
Yeah, see, I never like either way, I don't know. Power Rangers, man.
I love Power Rangers. Fucking love Power Rangers. Like I think Power Rangers to me is just like, if you can't accept that I will watch every iteration of Power Rangers, I just don't think this relationship's gonna work out.
HBO Max has the Mighty Morphin movies on it.
No way. Oh yeah, they did have rights to that.
Yeah. Yeah, HBO Max has it on there. So when I saw that was on that, I was like, oh.
Turbo.
I was like, please.
I fucking love Turbo. Turbo's such a great movie.
Oh, so fucking good.
The soundtrack was amazing on there, bro.
Oh my god, that soundtrack slapped.
You know what's fucked up? You know, like the quote unquote ugly Kardashian sister? Like that.
It's hard to tell nowadays because they all have so much plastic on them.
Yeah, what's the tallest one? Like Kourtney Kardashian or whatever? Oh my god. I think it's Kourtney. Remember the trolls that were like there in the movie?
Yeah.
So someone put out a tweet years ago saying Kourtney Kardashian looks like one of the trolls from the Power Ranger movie.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Wait, Kourtney Kardashian, that's the one who dated fucking Lamar Odom, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. That's OJ's daughter, right?
Excuse me? What?
You don't know that thing?
No.
That everyone thinks that Kourtney Kardashian's real dad is fucking OJ?
No, I didn't know that. What kind of theory is that?
Oh shit.
Let me look up Kardashian.
We know she looks like the juice.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that one. Rangers movie. Hold on.
Dude, you need to watch fucking Burt Kreischer's new special on fucking Netflix.
I will. Damn,
Dude, when I tell you I was fucking crying, I was fucking crying, dude.
I mean, it's fucking, dude, it's Burt Kreischer. Funny on and off the field. I can't fucking right now. But
Did you know Carlos Mencia is going to be at San Jose Improv like in June?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know he was doing comedy stuff. I thought Joe Rogan ended his career.
Why? Oh, is it that thing they did like backstage or some shit like that happened?
No, it was on stage.
Oh, was he talking about like he steals jokes or some shit like that?
It's been legit proven Carlos Mencia was stealing jokes from comics.
Yeah, I seen something about that. I didn't.
And Rogan confronted him about it, and he was completely denying it. And then like a guy that had his joke stolen walked up on stage. It was like, "Fuck you! You stole this, and this bit from me."
Wow, I didn't have to re-listen to that.
And then it was like Carlos Mencia just kind of fell off for a minute, but then like came back. And I guess like now he's gonna be at the Improv like in June. And I'm like, low key, I kind of want to see him.
There's one comedian I want to see. I don't know if he does it anymore. Is fuck, what's his name? Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
Do you know he was the voice? Do you remember Jimmy Neutron, right?
Yeah.
Remember Sheen?
Oh, he's the voice of Sheen?
He's the voice of Sheen. He also did he's just one of the fucking funniest. Like to me, he's like my top 5 favorite comedian of all time. Like he is so fucking funny. Like in the Hispanic world, he's just fucking hilarious. Like all like the,
you know who's
the
a
hoodlets
good
and all that shit.
Young,
that's just funny.
You know who's a good young Hispanic comedian coming up right now?
Jeff Barboza.
Ralph Barboza.
Ralph Barbosa, yeah. I actually do like a lot of his comedy. He actually knows how to work the crowd pretty well. That's why I'm like, oh, this dude's gonna be pretty good.
His comedy style is so, not to say it's different, but it's like it's so like laid back. Like I know there was that like George Lopez beef for a little bit,
Yeah.
but it blew over. George Lopez already like reached out to him and talked to him, and they had a conversation about it.
I still don't think that really. To me, George Lopez is a funny comedian, but I just don't rock with George Lopez because George Lopez doesn't like fuck with the raza like that. Where it's like, and the amount of interviews you can see from like people that he's worked with, like they had to beg and plead to have like another Latino working alongside with him. Like the George Lopez show, dude, the amount of like the producers and some of the actors too said it was very hard to work with him because, you know, sometimes if they sold a joke that was too funny, because even though George Lopez did produce that show, like a lot of the jokes on there he didn't write. Like a lot of the other like producers and comedians had wrote that for some of the characters. So when they found a funnier joke than him, he would get really pissed. Almost like that. What's that dude? The Incredible Hulk before Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. So it's kind of like that. Where like, you know, Edward Norton would just like leave if he didn't like. He would just leave set. It was like that with George Lopez to a degree. So again, if George Lopez talked to him again, it still doesn't excuse the fact that he just said fuck him because, you know, he shouldn't. It shouldn't be his job.
Either way, though, they both had a conversation. They're both cool with each other.
Yeah.
So it's like
I really don't
drop
care
it
anymore.
there, you know, one of those things.
Yeah.
But no, Ralph Barboza, he's actually on Burt Kreischer's Fully Loaded tour.
Oh, he's like, is he like opening?
So Burt's Fully Loaded tour is like, so they split it. So overall, there's 9 to 10 comics on it, I believe. But they split it. But every single show, Burt is the main comedian of it.
He's the headliner.
But it's like, dude, if you look at it, he has the who's who of today's up and coming comedians.
Okay.
It's him, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, Ralph Barboza, Big J Okerson, fucking Natasha. Yeah.
Oh, is there anywhere near here that he's gonna be around?
Nowhere near.
Fuck.
Us, dog. Nowhere near us. But dude, no, and I guess Ralph Barboza is one of the openers of it. And dude, they're not playing theaters. They're playing arenas.
That's what's up. I feel like with like you have comics like that, like, you know, like certain times, like it's that comic's time to just
it is. And I feel like for Burt, it's like I love because I hear multiple comedians talk about. I love hearing Rogan talk about it, Burt talk about it, Hinchcliffe talk about it. Where it's like when they were coming up, all of them talk about it. Even like Segura, Norman, Gillis, Shafir, they all talk about it. Where it's like when they were coming up, they always used to get shit on by the bigger comics in their open mic days. And all had the same mentality, and all of them had that same mentality of like, when I get to that point of being as big, quote unquote, big as you get, I am never gonna discourage an open mic comic. And then all of them,
Jesus Christ, bro. Like it was raining hella hard right now. I heard it in the fucking.
But it's like all of them have that same thing of like, no, like if we know someone's funny,
we'll let them
like
know.
biggest example for Rogan, that Asian dude I showed you, Hans Kim.
Yeah, Hans Kim's pretty fucking funny.
Dude, they found him on. So, you know, you've been watching Kill Tony. You know the whole premise of it now. Yeah. Random name out of a bucket.
Amazing concept.
He came from that bucket.
No shit.
And now he's a regular on Kill Tony. Rogan takes him everywhere.
I just feel like the times have completely changed where.
And you know, so all these big name comics now, they're like, no, we're not going to treat these new comics the way that we used to get treated. If we find someone who's fucking hilarious, we're not going to discourage that. Well, we're going to build that motherfucker up.
That's a sense of gatekeeping. Like that's a sense of gatekeeping. Like you look at a lot of people where it's like back then, like Like just say like people like us, like well, let's just say like back in the day, you know how hard it was to get like a booster box of Pokemon. Like unless they were selling them like at the physical store, you couldn't. You either had to buy the packs loosely, but to get a physical booster box, people were gatekeeping the shit out of that. Now it's more accessible because people are willing to, tell you where these things are. And I feel like that's the same thing where it's like, yeah, just because these guys may be funny, who knows? They could be funnier than us. We're not gonna gatekeep them. We'll put them on this pedestal and see how they really do. Because you understand, like a lot of those comedians, they've never been like on a big stage like what those guys are doing.
No, and that's what these and that's what's cool about seeing these big name comedians taking these smaller ones kind of like under their wings, showing them the ropes and being like, hey, okay, you can work a 25 person crowd. How do you do in front of a theater? Okay, you killed the theater. How do you do in front of an arena now?
It's like, oh, cool, you've done 1 minute. Okay, let's give you 5 minutes. Oh, you've done 5 minutes. Let's give you a half an hour. Oh, you did a half hour. Let's put you on a whole hour. So I feel like that was a thing where like I think Donald Glover kind of did it the best, where it's like because Comedy Central got him for a 10-minute gig.
Yeah,
and he was like he killed it. He's like, all right, cool. We're gonna give you a half hour special on Comedy Central. Okay, we'll do it. Dude, you did amazing. You're going to do a whole hour, but do not talk about whatever you just said in that half hour, please. It'll get us kicked off the air. And sure enough, Donald Glover Weirdo is by far one of the greatest, to me, one of the greatest comedy specials of all time. Like, that's like a top 5 comedy special for me. Like, it's so fucking funny. Like, I can watch that. Like, I could be on a very sad day and then just put that on. I'll be like, life is a lot better. I wish he did more comedy.
Yeah, dude. So Rogan, he's on his 4th or 5th week of it, but he just opened his own comedy club in Austin, Texas.
What's it called?
Comedy Mothership.
Oh, that's cool. Is it like?
Because he's a big alien, conspiracy theorist and all that shit.
Yeah.
But dude, the lineups they've been having is
Insane.
a murderer's row.
It's like how do I top what these guys are doing?
In his small room,
Mm-hmm.
okay? 100 people in this small room. Do you know who was in that small room?
No.
Dave motherfucking Chappelle.
He opened?
He didn't open. He headlined. But could you imagine though, as small as 100 people is, for that, like, can you imagine seeing Dave Chappelle? Like, here's the thing. Here's the way Rogan does it too. Rogan doesn't say
who's on there,
who's on.
Okay.
He just goes. He advertises it as just Rogan and friends.
That is another thing you got to give Rogan for. He's a great marketer when it comes to that.
Like, and you have no idea. You're seeing Rogan, but then next thing you know, you could show up in fucking David Lucas opens.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Hans Kim. Then it's Tony
Norman.
Hinchcliffe. Then it's Norman. Then it's Roseanne fucking Barr. Then it's Ron Wright. And then it's fucking Dave Chappelle. And he just had fucking Pete Davidson there.
To be honest, I really don't think Pete Davidson is that funny.
He's pretty. If you watch like some of his like actual comedy, not like his scripted comedy where he has to like.
No. I think overall, I think him as just like a very bland kind of guy. Maybe it's just not for me. But I just don't like a lot of his comedy. But I will say this though, I think Pete Davidson was the funniest he ever was when he was on Guy Code.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, talk
but
about
it's like
that
overall, but again, just like example of like what Rogan is doing with his comedy club. It's like he really doesn't advertise who's gonna be there. They just put like Rogan and friends, or they'll just be like, "Hey, in this room, special guests."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you know the catalog of people that Rogan, if you pay attention to the catalog of people that Rogan possibly knows, you're like, it could be anywhere from fucking Chappelle to fucking to Bill Burr to Joey Diaz. Like,
that's crazy.
You don't know who's gonna walk up on that stage at any moment.
I really do want to go to comedy shows a lot more often. I feel like those are cool.
Dude, when I saw Duncan Trussell at the Improv in San Jose.
Yeah.
Again, they probably kind of does the same
Buress,
thing.
He's probably knows. He has him on his show
The
before.
Improv only advertises who the headliner is.
They don't go with the bottom.
No. So I'm there thinking to myself, like, okay, so we're gonna see probably like a local guy open.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was one of the Improv's like hosts / employees, and he was a funny fucking dude. I wish I knew his name. Funny fucking dude. And then right after that, so when he ends, I'm like, okay, so now we're gonna get Duncan Trussell. No. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, William Montgomery.
Really?
And I'm like, what the fuck? The big red machine himself, the Memphis Strangler.
Goddamn, bro. That's a you should.
He just, I'm like, holy fuck. And then William Montgomery, oh my god, had me laughing so fucking hard. He's doing crowd work. There's this one chick in the front row, like just like not laughing. And he starts calling her out.
See, that's like
he starts calling her out, and he's just like, you fucking bitch. I'm giving my best material. And like, of course he's just trying to crowd work.
Yeah.
But the whole time he's just like, fuck you. And then he's just kind of like keeps looking at her, and he's just like, no, you're still not laughing? All right, fuck you. I hope you don't get laid tonight. You know,
like,
just toying with her for fucking minutes, dude.
I feel like I would love to go to a comedy show, but God forbid I wear something like it just like sticks out like a sore thumb, and they just look at me. I'm like, oh, it's over. Like all insecurities are about to come through. But to be honest though, like let's just say like what was that thing we talked about a while ago? Like you get like a VIP shit, pay like $200, get like food credit and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I would do that, but if we're doing that, I want to be like pointed out. Like we're wearing some crazy Hawaiian t-shirts.
So those people, they always get pointed out. They always get sat in the front row because I saw where those tables are, and they are legit. They're in the front like area seating.
So if we do that one day, we're wearing some crazy shit.
It is also possible to get front area seating with just a general admission because it's no assigned seating there.
Okay,
it's literally like they open the doors and they just kind of funnel you in, and like people will ask like, how big's your party? 2 people? Okay, go here. 4 people? Okay, go there. Like they just funnel it in to fill it in and fill the fill the seats. Like there's no assigned kind of seating.
But if they show like, hey, we have like $200 like vouchers, wouldn't they put you in the front?
No, they will. Like if you buy VIP tickets, like they the thing is the VIP table, it's usually $350 for a VIP table.
Okay.
And then it's like you get a $250 like food and drink credit.
But like between like say you and me and like say we bring like 2 other people, that shit ain't nothing.
Oh, it's not because then we just split it 4 ways and we're fucking
chilling.
We're chilling.
We got to do that one day.
Because we do because like oh my god, it just depends, you know, when the next like
another good comic.
Another, you know, like I said, I know Carlos Mencia is going to be there in June, but it's like
that's long. That's so far.
But at the same time, like, do I really want to see Carlos Mencia?
Like, it's like a Joey Diaz or something. Like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see Joey.
Oh my god, if fucking Joey Diaz is going to the Improv, I am there.
Oh, 100%. But
what's up, cocksuckers?
What's up, cocksucker? Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something right now.
Let me tell you something right now. Our sponsors for today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And this is our sponsors. You guys want to get your real good audios. If you guys are a musician, streamer, podcast, just like us, you guys are going to go with Ginger Audio. Ginger Audio is changing the way we sound live. They have two different podcast systems on there. They even have a musician system, which is called Ground Control. It helps you with your pitches and basically helps you become a better musician faster in real time. If you guys are like us, a small podcast, and don't have enough money to afford the expensive equipment such as like a Shure SM7B or really, really expensive, what's it called? Soundboards and all that stuff. This isn't an inexpensive soundboard. It's a one-time subscription, $79 to get Caster Live. You guys, it comes with all the things you need. It has multiple different inputs. You can use desktop backgrounds, and it just makes a bunch of cool stuff like this,
Smash the like button.
all in
Okay.
real time. And not only that, you guys can follow our partners over at AGS of changing the way we are grading our Pokemon cards, TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all that stuff, and just a fraction of a cost. If you guys want to test it out, we have 35% off your entire purchase. You can put multiple cards in, it helps us out. But the biggest thing I think they separate from PSA and CGC and all that, it's AI, guys. You can go and give a PSA out, and it could be a different person that just wants to get their job done a lot faster. With AGS, it's just simply, hey, we put this in this machine. The machine tells you how to do it. You get it all right there and fast. They have several different tiers, $18 tier for 20 days, and it's even faster than that, guys. AGS.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. I
Okay.
hit that one by accident. That's not the thing though. Follow AGS. Follow our links in the bio. You guys get 35% off your entire order with AGS. It helps us out. It helps keep the lights on because, as you can see, it's a dark background right now. Help me turn the lights on, and it puts Alex's little shit of a son in preschool. So with that saying, go follow our our partners. Links are in the bio.
Send the poor kid to school.
Please. Dude. I love comedy and all that. I feel like there's one person I want to have I'm just waiting for him to have his return, which is like Bo Burnham. I really want that return, but I know that dude ain't. I just bought his inside vinyl. I paid a good penny for that one. So I've been doing that, and then I've just been watching some TV. I know.
Yeah, I've been watching. Like I told you earlier, I watched Cocaine Bear.
Pretty gory for what you said.
Oh yeah, that and Violent Night, which I know that came out like last Christmas around that.
It came out Christmas, so
But either then, it's like those movies
gruesome.
100% shocked me over how gory they were. Like I saw them and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Another movie. Another movie that comes
Where'd you
out-
guys come from with this?
Another movie that comes out, John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh, that's right. That's this weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend. It comes out. Breaking the Fourth Wall, guys. It's like Wednesday. Yeah, it comes out this weekend. I think, what's it called? I think Dungeons and Dragons comes out this week too. I could be wrong. I can't wait to see those two movies. My mom and dad already booked the midnight showing for John Wick. They love John Wick, bro. But other than that,
John Wick is like.
Who would have thought like Keanu Reeves with long hair is just like the coolest person on earth? But
Wow, dude, John Wick, like, hey, you got me, buddy.
You got me there, buddy. You can do whatever you want to me. But there's one show that we both finished, and I want to get a review on it before we head out. The Last of Us.
Last of Us is done. Season 1.
Season 1's in the books. Our quick thoughts on it, and then we'll actually get into it. I thought it was I think it was perfect, to be honest. Even with the minor flaws that I have with it, it's still perfect. If I gotta rate it, I'm probably giving it a 9.8 out of 10. Like it was just that good of like a show.
That's part of where I'm setting out with it. Like 9.5, 9.8 out of 10. Great show. Loved it.
And what's crazy
again,
about it is
I think we both shared this. Went into the show kind of blind. Neither of us have played the games.
I watched a little bit of the Let's Plays, but it's still like there's obviously people play the game completely different, so you really don't know. And especially since we both haven't played the game, we still haven't had like that in-depth experience with the game. But even with that, I still felt like this was a whole new thing, and I feel like they knocked it out of the park when it was like the consumer base of gamer and TV watcher. You didn't need to know the game in order to enjoy the show.
Yeah, again, I've never even watched a playthrough before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like 100% like blind into this show. And again, me just being me, I'm like I'm a fucking dick writer for fucking Pedro Pascal. So, but besides that, like I found the show fucking awesome. I thought it was great. My only complaint with it would just be with the last episode. I think with the last episode I thought was great. It's just the way that ending was. Spoilers alert.
Okay, wait.
But
hold on. I'm gonna put it right here across it for the people that watch it. Spoilers. You have been warned.
It is not really a big spoiler, just the way it just went like, are you telling the truth? Yes. Boom. Black screen. That kind of fucking made my dick go soft.
Okay, so I mean, I'll get into that because I kind of know a little bit more about it, but I think the show overall just hit it out of the park with what they needed to do with it, because obviously there were some subtle changes with the show from the game, and even with that, knocked it out of the park. Because I remember like them changing the spores, because in the original game there's spores instead of
Yeah.
the cordyceps, and what they did was just like, that's not believable. If there were spores, everybody would have been infected. So they changed it to cordyceps, and it makes it a lot more believable. That's why they gave us, like, even before the show even starts, like they give us like the scientists going through all that stuff, like the scientists explaining like how like serious this could fucking get. And
Yeah.
I think that was a very like chef's kiss, because like everyone was like laughing at him, and then he just got dead silent, like, oh, this fucker knows something. And
Ain't not some shit.
he learned, let him cook. But overall, I to be honest, like I said, I have very little complaints with this show. Like every episode to me was at least above a 6 out of 10. Like all the, like, I think like episode 5, I think I have like my minor like, again, that's where like a lot of my complaint goes to, but it's not that bad. Just me being nitpicky about being a consumer and watching it. But like everything else, like episode 1, 10 out of 10 episode. Episode 2, a solid like 9 out of 10. Episode 3, a 10 out of 10. So that, to be honest, episode 3 might be my favorite. One of my favorite episodes. That's with Bill and Frank.
You love that big hairy man.
That's a man right there. But you know, I think like, and then like episode 4, another good one, and then episode 5, my complaints, 6, 7, 8, 9. To be honest, I'm shocked that they compacted all that into 9 episodes, and still the pacing wasn't out of the blue.
No, it was, the show was done well. I think they knew what they were doing. At the same time, also people who like made the video game also were part of the producing team
Yep,
and directing team. So
Neil Druckmann was
that
part of it. He created the
that
game.
also kind of helps.
Yeah, that really does. And he even said in one of the interviews, like, I don't know if you watched like the entire thing where they like go through like,
We sometimes we did. It was, I think we may have missed a couple, but most of the time we did do that. We actually watched the like breakdowns and
yeah.
like,
So he talks about it where it's like, if it doesn't meet mine or the director's criteria of how we can implement this to the game, we'll diverge from it and we'll change it completely. And I feel like that was what sold me on this, because if they're going to do this with season 2, and they even rumored it, they even confirmed it, there's going to be a lot of changes where season 2 can have multiple seasons. And the second game can have multiple seasons. If they're going to do that and they do well with it, this is going to go down as one of the best gaming franchise adaptations of all time. I think it already is up there. But like, my thing is this, like, I think, what was your favorite episode, by the way? Hold up before we go any further.
honestly, I'd have to like really look back and think about it, because that's also because, you know, in part I just can't remember with, and also like I'm half a bottle of champagne and it's all getting in.
You were down in that champagne like crazy.
I was. So
But I overall, I think episode 5 was crazy when like they all came out of the fucking ground.
oh yeah, and the fucking bloater came out.
Ripped that dude's fucking head straight off.
You know, fun. Did you ever look into like the cameos of like the show?
No.
In
Oh,
the game?
the original Joel and Ellie were there.
So the original Joel is the guy who was helping David.
Yeah.
The original Ellie is
Ellie's
who
mom.
played the mom,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy who played Joel's brother,
Tommy, he was the guy
is the guy who got his head ripped off.
Yeah, I did see that. So I thought it was really cool that like you bring those people in and stuff, and it's completely different. Obviously,
Oh, 100%. It's 100% fucking awesome that they fucking were able to incorporate them
yeah.
in some sort of way.
It may not have been like the characters they were a part of, but
Little Easter eggs, you know, to
Yeah.
see like, let's see if anyone catches this.
yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool, and it's like symbolism wise, like I thought it was super dope that like the original Ellie gave birth to the new Ellie. I thought that was pretty cool
Yeah.
symbolism right there.
I'm being honest, like the chick who plays the original Ellie, low key, her and the current actor, they low key look a little alike
Yeah,
too.
they do. It made it believe. It was like, oh, she could really be her mom.
It made it believable.
Yeah, so I thought it was like super. I thought it was like this show was just super good. Like the writing and all that stuff. It was perfect, and I think it was perfect in my eyes.
Straight up, after we get off recording, I'm probably gonna start watching a fucking playthrough of it just because I wanna.
I would highly recommend watching Berleezy. He's one of my favorite YouTubers.
I have someone who I usually watch for playthroughs.
Who do you watch?
Hollow. Well, he used to be known as Hollow Point, but he's known as just Hollow now.
No, I've never seen him. I'll look him up later.
He's
But
actually a pretty funny dude. But yeah, he used to be known as Hollow Point, but now because he used to be a strictly Call of Duty YouTuber,
yeah.
which is hence why it was Hollow Point. But now he just switched over to he's just strictly known as just Hollow.
Okay, I'll definitely check him out. But I feel like with the show, like, I think we've already kind of addressed our problems. What was your like minor problem? Why would you give it a 9.5? Obviously, you said the ending. Was that like the only thing?
Ending, and then probably just like I know the game highlights way more of like the infected.
I think that was like another big point of me.
I would say that would just really be it, and that's me really having to reach and look for shit to complain about. Would just be like the lack of infected scenes.
Yeah, I feel like that was like
But again, that's me having to reach.
Yeah, I'm still even without that. That's still like almost a 10 out of 10 show. Like,
Yeah, it's still a fucking awesome show, regardless.
it's
like even if you know nothing about the video game, watch that goddamn show.
you don't have
It
to
is
watch
so
It's so
good.
fucking good.
Exactly. We're people who've never played the video game,
To be honest,
and we still like fucking love the show.
basically this show made me want to go get the game. Like I want to experience what this game felt like and see how, everyone raves about this is one of the greatest games in the last decade and stuff. Another thing too, if you had to pick a video game franchise to get this treatment, what game would you want to get adapted?
Kingdom Hearts.
How would they do that though?
I don't know how they would do it, but I fucking want it.
So you would want a Kingdom Hearts, you want a Kingdom Hearts live action, but created by the creators and all that stuff.
I mean, hey, think about it. Like if you think about like Disney, because like technically Kingdom Hearts is partnered with Disney.
It is Disney. It is a Disney game.
And they do like if you think about it, like Groot, he's CGI. They could easily CGI
a lot of people.
Mickey, Goofy, Disney, Minnie.
I feel like that game. Even though I've never played the game, I feel like that game is more meant to be an anime than anything.
Hey, who knows? Either way, dude, Kingdom Hearts.
You know what? One of these days, I have a PS2. I do have a PS2. I thrifted one and I want to get it. One of these days, I will buy Kingdom Hearts. We'll do a let's play of it, and I solely play it, and you just guide me.
Fucking Garrett, I would have to fucking like re-amp my fucking like knowledge on it because it's been a fucking minute since I played the originals.
See, I know nothing. I know nothing
but
about the game.
Dude, I guarantee you fucking play Kingdom Hearts, you will immediately fall in love with the fucking franchise.
Okay, I'll definitely.
It's so fucking good.
How much is a Kingdom Hearts game? Because I don't even know how do you play it because it's supposed to go in a certain order, right?
So here's the thing. So honestly, if you want to just be just easy, straight up, just play 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2. Just play 1, 2, and 3. Like there is like sub games to it,
but like storyline wise,
and those are more for lore.
Oh my god! Okay, they're not like that expensive. Okay,
they're not. But like the other games, like the side games, they're more for lore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like $9. Fucking.
Yeah, just play the like, and then again, Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out. Who knows when? Because they waited, so they fucking took forever on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I seen that. I know, like, this apparently Sora, like that Sora dude or whatever, he's like in the real world. So.
Yeah, who knows how but again, it's I know that obviously is going to be like a PS5 further on game.
Yeah, but yeah, Alex, if I ever buy Kingdom Hearts, and I get this PS2 up and running, I want because I didn't say it yet, but I'm going to be revamping the YouTube channel for the separate gaming channel that I have, WYOP Gaming. I deleted a lot of the videos that I wasn't really like feeling, so We're redoing everything. Obviously, I know you have your shit and you could be a part of it whenever you can, but that's a series I want us to both be a part of.
Well, who knows? Mark wants to get up in the Pokemon shit. Maybe we do a 3-way versus.
Like us playing like a randomizer.
Yeah, what if we did like
Like Mark wants to get into like YouTube, like Pokemon gaming, or just Pokemon gaming.
he wants to make he just wants to be part of like some gaming content shit in general. So like, what if we did like, because most generations, it's like in Gen 1 they have yellow, blue, red. Gen 2 has crystal, gold, and silver. There's ruby, Of course, all those games have different factors that play into each other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, for Gen 3, Sapphire and Ruby are basically the same thing, but in Emeralds, you have to do both of the I'm blanking on it. You have to do both Team Magma and Team Aqua's hideouts
And
in
then
Emeralds.
continue. Okay.
Yeah, and then so one person is always gonna have to be at a disadvantage.
Okay. So okay,
So
that makes a
I
lot more
think
sense.
I think we start with Gen 1.
Build our way up.
Winner of that gets to pick what game they want to pick in the next gen, and so on.
I fuck with that. Okay, I hold us accountable for this, guys. Obviously, this is just in the making of it right now. We'll figure this out
I'm
later.
sure I'll talk to Mark about it. So Gen 1 has yellow, blue, red.
Yellow, blue. Okay, yeah, totally down.
Yellow, blue, red. I would say the biggest disadvantage of this is in yellow, you don't get 3 starter options.
You just get one, right? You get Pikachu.
Because you technically you get Pikachu, but Pikachu is going to be randomized.
It's true.
So you only get one. And then also in yellow, I believe they raised or lowered some of the levels of the gyms in Elite Floor.
Okay.
Oh, besides those 2 factors, everything else is the same shit.
Okay. Totally
Where to go, but then so the trio thing only works up until Gen 4, because after Gen 4 they stopped making trios.
Okay. And then again,
So
we'll just do like the same game or something like that.
We'll still do. We can either do that or we can just do the same game. But like, yeah. So like only up to Gen 4 was Pokemon making trios.
Okay.
Like Gen 1 was red, blue, yellow. Gen 2 was silver, gold, crystal. Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire for Gen 3, and Platinum, Pearl, Diamond for Gen 4. And after that, they stopped doing trios.
They just do duos, right? Because it was like black and white.
They just did like black, white, sun and moon,
black
X and Y,
Diamond and Pearl,
Sword and Shield, Violet, Scarlet.
Oh, by the way, I'm almost finished with white.
I didn't even know you're playing Pokemon White.
Yeah, it's the one you randomized for me a long time ago.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, dude, my Aggron is fucking putting in the fucking work. It's a beat.
Did you ever figure out your fast forward bullshit?
No, it's dumb. Like I can't. It will not do anything.
Well, that's why it'll be cool if we do a versus, because versus we're not allowed to use fast forward anyway.
True, but
so
we have a lot of plans in the making, guys. We eventually will get this all sorted out. But like,
I should text Mark and be like, "Hey, dude, hop in a Discord chat real quick after this recording. We gotta talk some business.
We gotta talk some business, all that." But yeah. Again, if I am gonna get Kingdom Hearts, I want you to be a part of that journey with me. Because, like you said,
it's a fucking amazing franchise, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now, because I already know this. You said you have to refresh on some stuff on it. Let's just go into it completely blind. You don't remember some stuff?
We
just go in blind and we just experience what you may say is peak.
Dude, it is.
Dude, getting this PS2 is gonna change the fucking game, bro. We're gonna play. Dude, I'm gonna be playing so much games. Obviously, guys, we haven't made due on our promise. We haven't done a lot of in-person podcasts and stuff, but we're getting to that. Especially for our Cinco de Mayo episode, that has to be in person.
That has to be in person.
Another thing too, before we head out, I think I showed you it. I do want to, for our Cinco de Mayo episode, I want to play Fear Pong.
Oh, so you bought that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We're worth to figure out a way to set up the mics and everything to actually be able to catch us. You know what we should do? We'll set up 2 mics. It was and like obviously they'll just pick up the audio, but we have to make sure we just kind of like
Kind of keep at it every so often. My thing is this: we should go halfers on like a what were those things? Those we tried to look for those scarlets. What were those called before?
I can't even tell you right now.
Ah, fuck, what were they called? I don't remember. They were like the scarlet. I don't know, the things you plug the XLR mics in, whatever those things are called.
Oh, interface.
Interface. We should go like halfers on an interface, and then we both buy like mics with like 10-inch cords, and we just hold them while we just play some fucking beer pong. Because I have the cameras. I have the 3 cameras to do it now. So
What if we looked into wireless mics?
$200 if you want to put $100 down. We have like the wireless lavalier mics.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Again, Cinco de Mayo was like, we still got to make an extra episode. But Cinco de Mayo's,
I know to let me share lands.
yeah, we gotta put it up on a double upload one of these days. But yeah, besides that's like we got a couple layers down. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful episode of the What's Your Opinions podcast. But right now, Alex looks like he is just starving and he needs to get some food in his system right now. So Alex, where can the fine people of Angel Grove find you?
Oh shit. All right, y'all can find my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at the last Modelo Bender. That's where I post stupid shit on my stories. That's really it. Not really keeping up with Bar Talk right now. Don't really know who the fuck is gonna come on that. The last episode I posted was Eli and my buddy Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
So go check that one out if you guys want to. Bar Talk with Alex on Spotify. Just only Spotify right now because I'm just too lazy to set up anything else.
I think you
Go
should
check that out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find this episode wherever it may please you. On Apple Podcasts, make sure to, if you guys are on Apple Podcasts, make sure to download these episodes and make sure to give us a 5-star rating. It puts us in the algorithm for comedy people. And not only that, if you guys listen to this on videos or on Spotify now, so you guys can see us and listen to us on Spotify and all those other things you guys listen to. Go follow us on YouTube and subscribe there. Like, comment, subscribe at What's Your Opinions Podcast or youtube.com/The What's Your Opinions Podcast. You guys follow me at Vintage City Kings. You guys can follow and support us on everything in our links down below. Again, we got the gears rolling right now, guys. We got a lot of stuff heading for you guys, and we just here to dominate, baby. Not only that, I am trying to work on us to get us monetized. So maybe you guys might get a Patreon in the next couple of weeks to a month. Who knows? But we appreciate everything you guys have done. Just make sure to follow us on all platforms. We love you guys. Peace. And
like my son always says, make sure you guys
Smash the like button. Okay?
damn right. Let's get it. Peace out, people.